Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What's up with it? Top of the morning, you know how it goes down, man. Look, this ain't no surprise, man. It's not no surprise. Uh, you know, a lot of people got to understand that this team has been getting it done. They're showing why they are currently the best team in the NBA. Of course, you know, man, that DeAndre Ayton, monster game, 27, 27, 77. And then also Chris Paul, 17 points, but more impressive, man, being that he's at the age that he is. 19 assists, man. 19 assists. And of course, you know that Chris Paul is looking at it like, if I'm playing in this game now with everybody shooting the way that they shoot, I'm going to have a field day. With everybody running the way that they run and everybody shooting the way that they shoot, and all the long misses, things of that nature. But I'm not going to really incorporate it with the rebounds and stuff like that. But also, we could also talk about defensively too. He's going to have a field day in terms of especially the old school mentality point guard position. See, if you look at a guy like Chris Paul and CP3, and then you look at a guy like John Stockton, you look at a guy, um, like even going back to Isaiah Thomas, and all the guys that used to rack up on assists and things of that nature. You have to think, if they played in today's game, they would have just as many assists as they did when they played in the era that they in, because the paints were clogged, and they weren't shooting that many threes in comparison to now. But that's neither here nor there. Uh, the Bucks, coming off of a win with the uh, Los Angeles Lakers, they had to realize that these ain't the fucking Lakers, right? These and the thing about it is that the Bucks were just showing, they Phoenix just, it's the coaching brilliance. I can't say it enough again, of Monty Williams. I don't think people understand or realize how cerebral Monty Williams is. And by the way, for the Bucks stats, Giannis, uh, yeah, 18 and 8, not his best game. Ayton was pretty much damaging him the whole night, and I'll get to that in just a second. I want to talk about that matchup. Holiday, who's been playing great this season, he had 21, and Middleton had 21, and Bobby Portis, which I'm gonna talk about Bobby Portis too. I'm gonna get on Bobby Portis. Uh, he's a guy that that's trying to instill some sort of toughness into the team, and I like that. But again, it wasn't enough. Final score was 131 to 107. Now, here's the thing that you got to look at and you got to understand. Lean mean Stephen Green. I see you in the building, brother. Hope you're doing all right this morning. Said Phoenix Suns are on a different level. No team not beating the Suns in the NBA postseason. Hey, they definitely got a they got it. They got it. They got it. They definitely got a good chance. Look, if y'all don't know the backstory on Phoenix, I want first and foremost let me give a shout out to my guy Hitman X. If you haven't sub to Hitman X, definitely go sub to my brother, man. He's a Phoenix Suns fan. He keeps it objective with him though. He ain't no fanatic, but he's a real true fan and supporter of them and knows the ins and outs. Phoenix had rooted their foundation very early. Okay, I think like when I mentioned the Golden State Warriors and I mentioned their development, things of that nature. Phoenix was going through a transitional period where they were, they had, coaches that were, I'm talking about after the 7 seconds or less era. They, they were going through a transitional phase. And the thing about it is that, the front office had to get that straight. And then on top of that, coaching had to get that straight. And then of course personnel had to get that right, because then at the end of the day, what about 75% depends on the personnel and the coaching staff. They had to get all of that right. Well, another thing that they were, I think that they were always trying to do, but they just couldn't quite do it because they had players coming in and out and stuff was the development. Now you're seeing that the development of Phoenix is very vital. I mean, you see guys like DeAndre Ayton. Listen, I defended Ayton. I'm upset that Jalen Smith is gone. I know he fit my guy Hitman. He gets on me about Jalen Smith. I'm upset that he's gone. But now Jalen Smith, he's gonna have a chance to, definitely make his presence felt because I felt like out of all of those bigs, he had a real high potential ceiling. But anyway, what you have to understand is that they laid the foundation early and nobody really saw it. And what Hitman was trying to tell people is that they're on the come up. They're on the come up. People were like whatever, whatever, and but you couldn't really see it. But I had to really go and see, like, what was going on and really research what was going on, in terms of Phoenix. And the one thing that I always saw was as a bright spot with Devin Booker. You know, um, Devin Booker, he's a tremendous player. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he's selfish. I don't know if people don't like him off the floor or anything like that. I think the guy is pretty good. As a matter of fact, I thought he was a better playmaker in college than he was a scorer. You understand what I'm saying? You said, all right, what's up with it, Kenyon Perry? I see you in the building. What's up, Immortal Highlights? I see you in the building. We got Troy Craig and Ruinator right here hurt. So I like Jalen Smith. I guess Monty didn't like what he saw putting him in at the four. Nah, I don't think that that's what he was. Nah, Jalen was a hard worker, man. Listen, you didn't really get to see Jalen's best. You got to think about it. When Ayton came in, people were talking about Ayton. And Hitman would tell you that shit. And I was like, nah, Ayton gonna get it right. Then he had the little problem with the whole, you know, substance abuse, well, not substance abuse, but taking a banned substance or whatever. And that kind of set him back. And I think that kind of sparked his motivation. And then he came back, still took some criticism, but I saw something there with Ayton. Then, of course, last year, the thing about him was that he got criticized about was his footwork as it came to defense with keeping up with Giannis, and I think he knows that, and I think he's making it a mission. Um, my guy that I like watching on there, of course, is that I think that nobody's really looking at as a case for defensive player of the year. Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges. Nobody talking about the athleticism that he posed. Mikal Bridges reminds me so much of Robert Horry. Look, I know Robert Horry is like damn near 7 foot. I know he's like 6'10", 6'11". We're not talking about height, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Or we're not talking about stature or physical being. We're talking about just what he brings to the table, his impact on the floor, because he's athletic, he can shoot. You know, he could get to the basket and score and stuff like that. I don't know why people think that when he was at Villanova he wasn't a scorer. This guy was a scorer, but he doesn't mind playing defense. He can run in transition. He can pretty much do everything. That's what Robert Horry used to do. Robert Horry could shoot. Robert Horry could step out, hit the three. Big shot Bob. The name speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? He can hit that. He'll hit that shot. When you least expect it. And didn't mind doing the dirty work, guarding whoever. But right now, I think after the Suns had took that L to go to state, I think Monty Williams really made it a point to get even better. And the thing I love best too, Chris Paul isn't making any excuses. Chris Paul is not making their excuse. He's not sitting there panicking, oh yeah, we gotta trade this guy, we gotta do this and we gotta do that. Chris Paul had a chance to leave. Chris Paul had a chance to retire. He said, no, better, right? We're gonna come back even better. And not only come back even better, we're gonna come back and be the best. And the fact that they sniffed that finals, the fact that they already had a taste of what it was like, the fact that they are still together, groomed together for the most part, everybody, and the chemistry is still there, and the fact, the major fact, the major fact, right? The major fact that nobody is talking about. It's all the motivation and the tool that they need in order to come back and win. And I guarantee you, if the Suns win, they're not going to give them no props. I'm here to give them their props. Now, some of you might be like, "Oh, you capping for the Suns and all this other stuff." No, man, they ain't capping. Not capping at all. It's just giving them they just do right now. Look, I know that we probably didn't have a chance against the Suns. I'm talking about Philly when we played them. You know why? Because from a standpoint like defensively and the breakdown, in terms of adjustments toward the end of the game, it all comes down to being, of course, being at the right place at the right time, having the proper coaching, and then also having the right personnel out there too that'll get that'll be able to execute in proper situation. And the example that I'm talking about is with Joel Embiid and how he messes up in the fourth quarter, and that's why I don't have him quite as an MVP. What's up with it? Oh, the shy. I see you in the building. You said exactly. In the locker room, it's not toxic. No big ego. All the young players love CP3. Yeah, well, it was a tough transition because I don't salute to you too, Gene. I see you in the building, man. Um, look, uh, CP3 has had not the best reputation in terms of his personality. We knew that coming in, CP3 was going to be just a straight floor general, and we were going to have to see how people were going to mesh well with his personality. Come on, go. And they had, it probably took some getting used to, but I think that Monty Williams wanted him there because him and Monty Williams have had great chemistry since the early 2000s when he was in New Orleans, when he was with the Hornets slash Pelicans. Now, I don't want to listen. I'm not going to jump the gun and be a prisoner of the moment because hey, things could change. You never know what could happen. I'm not trying to jinx anybody or jinx anybody's team, but we got to understand that situations take place. Stuff happens uh, in terms of personnel, in terms of people going on a shooting slump, uh, injuries, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen out there, and the dynamic can change. I'm not saying that, everybody what happened to Washington is going to happen. What's up with it, Mike? I see you in the building. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but you never know. But right now they have the greatest chance, and then also we still can't go to sleep on Golden State. I know people think that Golden State is, oh well, they're not doing this and they're not doing that. Golden State is still a threat. You know, let's not even let's get into some of the other teams. Memphis. Look, and I know y'all might laugh when I say this. Now I know. I'm gonna talk about Luka putting up 51 against the goddamn Clippers. Who would have thought? I got to give Luka his credit or whatever, even though I think that sometimes, but he was hitting some ridiculous shots. So I gotta give him credit. But I'll talk about that a little later. But even the Clippers, you don't see it right now. They could still be a threat because they have a bright future ahead of them. Yeah, the Grizzlies are not to be played with. You can't look at you. Some of you guys are looking at the Grizzlies like, oh well, man, we could just run over these guys, man. You're not gonna do that to job because guess what? When you score, they're gonna take it personal and they're gonna try to score. Or, when you try to score again, they're gonna take it personal and they're gonna do everything that they can to stop you. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. When your opponent scores, you're supposed to take it personal and do everything that you can to stop them and do everything that you can to get the score back with them and do it quick. Now, of course, you are going to get down. There's going to be some times when you're down 15, going into the fourth, or even 20 going into the fourth or whatever, but you got to will and deal. And the Suns have that type of mentality. The, the Suns are not a team that you can just be like, you know what, we'll get a comfortable lead and you're not gonna do that because it goes back to Monty. It goes back to Monty Williams, and a lot of people feel like he should have won, and I think he also wants to make his case too. Now, don't get me wrong, Bickerstaff is doing an excellent job too. I think Monty and Bickerstaff right now are the top two. Some people would say Bickerstaff because who would have thought that the Cleveland Cavaliers were would have been at the top or in fighting position. But yeah, you have to like what the Suns are doing, man. They're not getting their respect. They're not getting their just due. And the league the league is really gonna have to just be like, you know what? These are one of the guys that we gotta market. I like watching like this brand of basketball. It's there's some people that's all about one player, all about just seeing that and just one guy and everything like that. But see, man, when you look at teams like the Suns, even us, man, even Philly, besides Joel Embiid, put ball around. When you look at Memphis, you know what I'm saying, and you see how and I think that the league sees that the viewers they want to see something else. Look. I mean, everybody's gonna tune in to watch the Lakers, right? And 9 times out of 10, believe it or not, more people more people are gonna tune in to watch the Lakers lose than they are to win. More people gonna tune in to watch certain players lose than they are to win. But me myself, I just want to watch to see the essence of a good brand of basketball. You said LeBron era done. These young players are going to take over. Yeah, absolutely. The boy Lean Mean, Stephen Green in the building. How you feeling, brother?
Hey, salute Polo, what you doing, man?
You know me, I stay on the grind, brother. How you feeling?
I'm feeling excited, man. I feel excited about the deadline. I think this is the comparity of this coming playoffs. So you can't say, well, this team is favored, this team is favored. It's like anybody can go. Cleveland impressive. Um, Gotta watch out for the Clippers. Even though they got a losing record, they can keep on anybody. The Lakers are no show go. They're not even worth making to the playoffs. Um, Watch out for Memphis. They're a surprising team. They could be the number two seed in end of the season. But I'm still taking my Philadelphia Sixers and the Phoenix Suns in the NBA Finals, and that's gonna be a good series. It can go 7 games.
Right.
So
Uh,
what you think about the deadline?
well, or you talking about the trading deadline with overall?
Yeah,
Well, look, I think what nobody's really looking at, Stephen, man, is the fact that the Bucks, the Bucks made a chess move by getting Ibaka. Now, I know y'all don't see it yet, but you got to think about it. They're trying to beef up their front line. Also, um, the Nets, man, Steven, they pretty much won against us in the trade. I didn't want to really admit that, but they won against us in the trade. And think about it, because they took two first rounders from us.
yeah,
And long term, that's going to bite us in the end. When we only got Harden, and we only got Millsap.
right.
So the Nets, and then on top of that, Luda Ryder brought up something that was very factual, and I want you to look at this too, Stephen Green. Check this out.
Okay,
Ben Simmons, for everybody saying that he can't shoot. Hey, I'm guilty of it too. Can't do this in the fourth quarter. I can't rely on him at free throws. He's terrified of shooting the ball and stuff like that. Check this out. You got Kevin Durant, who who been able to work with players on their shooting, doesn't mind working with guys and working out with guys. Then you also got Steve Nash, who used to be a developmental coach over there with Golden State, and then also
right.
can shoot the ball too as well. And then you got guys like Amari Stoudemire. These guys, they love working with people, and I know that. Well, why would you mention Amari Stoudemire? Amari Stoudemire works with NBA players. I don't think people understand that. You know what I'm saying? He's a humble spirited guy, and so you got this type of environment that Ben Simmons is being around. It could it could be sky's the limit for him. The only problem with it is we got to see how his personality is going to mesh with everybody else, because that's a very big key.
Yeah,
So
like you say, man. Ben Simmons got to have the right people that talk to him, man, because he got some issues going on in Philly. His head won't right. Maybe going to a new team, a new fresh, new start. Kevin Durant, Steve Nash, like say Steinmeier can talk to this guy. Train him on his shooting and
mhm,
everything. Build him up. That's my thing about
right,
Ben Simmons. Is his head gonna be in the game? Is he gonna
right,
is he gonna lead those habits what he did in Philly, and put it in Brooklyn? So we just wait to see on that. And James Harden, man, I
mhm.
don't like the man. He's not a good fit. He's not a good fit for us.
I,
He
I
ain't a good
wanted it.
fit.
Hey, Steven, I wanted to get your take on it, man, because no, were you pissed off?
I'm pissed off, man.
I, I'm pissed off, man.
Yeah, I'm pissed off. I hope that that we put him in free agent next year and let somebody else pick him up.
That's probably, the likelihood of that happening, because you got to think he's with his boy toy, fucking Daryl Morey. See, and that's what see when Daryl Morey came over there, Stephen. I
Yeah,
was like, man, this thing, man, this is gonna be worse than what it is because look, Doc is on a thin, he's on thin ice anyways, as it is because you see the breakdown that happened when we did play the Suns.
right,
Fucking Doc, his rotation were fucking suspect. Also, his adjustments toward the end. Of course, Embiid did an ill-advised play at the end too as well. But check this out, Stephen Green. Every time he coaches against his protege in Monty Williams, he gets out coached every single time. Monty coaches circles around this dude, and
right.
that's the guy he came up under in Orlando. He was Monty Williams was a protege of Doc Rivers.
Yeah, Monty Williams, he's that type of coach, and I like him because players love playing with him. When you have a player that love playing for a coach, most of the time you're gonna have winning seasons, and you could go further in the playoffs. And the thing about these coaches, man, most of these coaches ain't people coaches. Only thing they care about is breaking records, wins, and this and that. That's why you got teams like Sacramento, Detroit, Orlando. Some of these players don't want to play for these coaches. I mean, you could look at the team. Well, this because we teammates, we get along. This because I playing with this coach, we get along. It don't work like that. You gotta look what's behind the court. You gotta look what's behind what's behind the locker room, and that's why you have these
Right,
teams having losing seasons. And then when you
right,
get these coaches, then we get these coaches that connect with these players and they get along with them. But the thing is, when these people coaches don't have winning seasons, then you got the front office like, okay, you're not producing, so we're gonna have to let you go. Then we bring in a worse coach. And
right,
owners don't look at that. They look at win, win, win. We gotta win fast. We gotta win fast. Just because we have a losing season this year, we assume you're gonna have a losing season next year, so we're gonna fire you. And then bring
right,
some BS coach in that's pathetic.
right.
And
Exactly.
that's what
Hey,
and
that's
then, go ahead.
no, no, no. You got it. Right.
And that's what the sports world need to look at, just like NFL, like Brian Flores. That man's a good coach. He gave Miami two winning seasons, but he didn't take the team to the playoffs. So the owners and the front office, okay, two winning seasons, didn't take us to the playoffs, so we gotta fire him. We gotta let him go. And I don't blame what Brian Flores did. He should have stayed there third year. Maybe the third year he would take us to the playoffs. But the thing is, the owners in the front office don't have patience, and that's what team problems. They don't have patience to let coaches develop and grow. It's like everything gotta be fast.
Well, it's a microwave society that we live in. You already know that, Stephen Green, and that's what destroys a lot of teams. They want to they want stuff quick, fast, in a hurry, and it doesn't do it doesn't work like that. Like with the Phoenix Suns, the reason why they're so instrumental in doing what they're doing is, like I just explained at the beginning of the stream, is that they took the time and they had something brewing. Look at Cleveland Cavaliers. You didn't see it, but look at them now. They had something brewing. They figured, oh, LeBron was gonna leave. Oh, guess what? Well, they trash. Ain't nobody gonna talk about it no more. Ah, you got it wrong. Look at Chicago. Their development is good. They everybody like yeah, Moto highlights. Everybody wants instant gratification. Let me address this comment though. Kenyon Perry, that's not true. Okay, uh, that's not true because even if they do win a championship, they're still not gonna. They're probably still not gonna get the respect. Look at the Bucks. People not even looking like at the Bucks. They talk about the Lakers more than they do the Bucks, huh, Steve? They, you know what I'm saying? And they the ones that won the championship. They the one that got the Finals MVP. They the ones that got the guy who everybody feels is, majority of the people feel that is the best player in the league. At least I do. I mean that's just my personal opinion. But
I'm I'm
yeah,
I'm
you
I'm
you
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna
oh
say
go
one more thing because I'm at work right now. But I'm gonna say one more thing
oh
is,
yeah, man. No, go ahead, man. You got it, Stephen Green, all the time, bro.
all right. The problem with the Lakers, it ain't the coach. It's LeBron James. They talk about they want to get rid of Fake Roll. Fake Roll is a good coach. Maybe you need to get rid of the players. Maybe you get rid of LeBron James because what I see on the Lakers is embarrassing. It's just like the team don't have no chemistry. It's just like they're not on the same level. I mean, the younger players like Reeve, Monk, Stacy, what's it, Stacy Johnson? Those guys are hungry, man. They hungry. That's why when you see them, they got defense. They play hard. Those are the type of players that you need on a team. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers don't make the playoffs.
Ooh,
And
I've heard that. I've heard that. A lot of people, some people are reluctant that they'll make the play in.
yeah, and like LeBron, um, when people come to him, it's like people
Mhm.
change their game. And I knew this was going to happen with Westbrook, more bench time, and Russell is not satisfied with that. Russ is used to having more minutes. More minutes makes Westbrook happy. When you limit his game and put him on the bench more, he have issues with it. And I don't see him with the Lakers next year.
Well, they couldn't really find anybody that pretty much wanted him, and then also the target really for the Lakers that they were saying were role, real decent role players and everything. But yeah, Stephen, man, I know you got to bounce out, man, and everything, man. I think, man, I think you look, hey, this Stephen Green, y'all lean me, Stephen Green, man, pick that boy brain. See, us Sixers fan, we got knowledge and know the ledge. You feel me? Know
I
that
hear you.
ledge. You feel me? Not knowledge, bro. You got to pick somebody's brain. I like messing with Stephen Green, even though some things we might not agree on everything, but that's what it's about, and that's what we do on the channel. I'm glad you stepped up on the panel, man. And hey, Stephen Green, remember what I told you. I'm not gonna get into that and everything, but remember what I told you, man. Hey, keep that solid mind. Don't let that shit mess with you, bro.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it, man.
No doubt. You keep on pushing, bro. God bless.
All right, all right, thank you.
Hmm. Hey, y'all, finna roll out, man. Jelly Bean, see you in the building. Gene, you said need to trade AD and LeBron and start rebuilding. Yeah, hey, hey, that's probably on the way or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Uh, look, man, I appreciate y'all pulling up. I gotta bounce out. Um, Polo Sports Talking Entertainment, man. Be sure to like the video, share, subscribe, hit the notifications too as well. Until then, man, I'm gonna get at y'all later. You know how I do.